Hello and welcome. It is currently 12:04 a.m. Eastern Time, and this is breakout alert number 2 for tonight. Well, I guess it's technically the 28th of January. It was the 27th before. 4 minutes into the new day. This is the Money Charts channel. My name is Derek. All bets trades, and of the like, within each his own risk and their own reward. This could get very interesting. We'll see. But right now, Hedera hash graph in at 288 Satoshi, currently up already for the day in the very early sessions, and 10%. And the day started around 7 p.m. Eastern, so we were 5 hours into the day. And just recently, we can see after a pattern of many lower highs and lower lows, lower highs and lower lows, but every single one of the lower highs has barely got above the 18 average of highs. My eyes doesn't say this is barely above. This is a significant move that is made above the 18 average of highs that has already crossed past level of resistance that it had in here as well. Of course, this one here. It's technically gotten past this level of resistance. I guess we're matched up with this one from 4 days ago. I mean, there's a lot more layers to go through. This sideways consolidation, this support here, it hit January 27th in the morning. So all day, this has been support and nice breakout so far from this level. 15-minute term time frame, just a very, very fast move that has come into play. 5-minute, and there you see it within the 1. So at 2300 hours, 11 minutes, or 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time is the hour before it started. So was there anything here to say? Yep, okay, ready to go. I mean, this is just big. This is bullish. Wow. Can you look at this chart? How can you not tell this is going to go off? I mean, obviously the big money just started to come in now. It's just a timing issue more than anything when the buys come in, more than anything, especially when you're looking at the 1-minute term. And ever since the time it takes, so it starts at 12 minutes after, and you can say the buying concludes at 21, a 9-minute duration of time. And so far, it has done fantastic within holding the gain. So just a fantastic play, excitation amongst the 18 average of highs after such a phenomenal move before. And I'm just going to mention, as far as recommendations, which have also been followed, that I've done within some family members as I've been talking about, well, Bitcoin, the things I don't like about it. So I've been stating, this is going to become a good time with these Bitcoin prices to get into other coins. And Hedera was one of the ones being mentioned. This was on January the 8th. And then the next day, after saying, yeah, that's something I want to get into, I see the price going down. I'm thinking, it might be a good day to just get in. So buy price was like 130 or something, 128, 125 in the lower end. So sweet buy. Now 291. Then I talked about this for so long, all the strength amongst the 18 average of highs. And it really started on January the 13th, and it concluded on that of the 19th or so. So a full week of strength on the highs, and then really a 3-day rally starting the 19th and concluding and finishing off on the 21st. And what we're going to do is I'm going to calculate some Fibonacci. I haven't done this yet. So I'm going to take the highest to the lows, just so we can see this for the rally. The high is in at 359. I want to take that number, I want to divide it by the low. I'll get this calculator to do that calculation for me. And this low in here would be, we have 254 on 253 in today's session. So high divided by low. And I'm going to do upside, but I'm going to calculate it a little bit differently. But for now, the key numbers, 289, 314. Those are the ones I want to focus on. So 289 is, well, right now that's where it is now. We could say it's already pierced extra. It's been a large pierce extra. But as shown right now, I'm seeing it supporting this area right now more than anything on the very, very short term. I mean, it still can resist it. That's very much something that can happen, because if this thing is unable to break it can even rally up to make a lower high, matching high, and break down below the support. Well, most certainly it's going to be resistance at this 38.2. So then 314 becomes the next key level, and it's already had a move that has had a very large pierce extra. 297 again with the Fibonacci at 250 or at 289 is the first one, or did it have a? No, that's 296. Yeah, 296 to 289. That's about 7 points, 3%. Pretty normal. But what do we see on the short term? We see it's had multiple periods correcting. Now we're starting to see just starting to boot like live, barely going up. Okay, a little bit of buyers coming into the market now. Is this going to be able to hold? Is there more buying pressure that's coming in? Is there anyone who was missed this rally that's just going to be taking their sells and just sell it down now? If the buyers are in control of the market, those sellers will mean nothing, of course. But if they're not, and the buyers if these big buyers just stop buying, like, do they have any influence within them? If not, then a lot of these rallies short term will always fail. But many times when these big moves happen, how does it start off? And it starts off with a move like this on big volume. Then you're going to have a correctionary move. Because anytime you have this move like this, there's always going to be sellers coming in. Even myself, I'm one of the ones. I mean, I didn't find anything here to sell. And even for the long term, I think it's a terrible sell. As I mentioned during the rally before, I think, you know what, I like the market if it can get a better, like a 3-4x move. Well, what I want to do at that point, I think is I probably want to take at least close to a third of it, a quarter of it, and buy some other coin with it, and then pair trade it against something else. And Tezos has been one of my options that I've been thinking about, as well as just about 2, 3, 4 other ones as well. And then Theta, everyone I pretty much have talked to that's gotten to cryptos has gotten to Theta, and they're all doing well, of course. But with that being said, I do see this thing having a good chance of breaking out. Now, as far as calculating Fibonacci upside, one way of doing it is I'm going to calculate just this high in here, which is what's this high? 297? No. That's short term. I don't want to calculate short term. So we have this high to this low. What's the low in here? We have 96. I first want to see what the 38.2 number is here. And that comes in at 159. So I'm going to take what the upside number is, because what I'd like to do is I want the 61.8% correction, whether it makes it or not. It's obviously not making it here. From here to here. I want what the upside is on that. I want to have a good correction, and it's official in the sense of hitting the 18. I've also seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different red candles from the high. That tells me there's been enough of a correctionary move to make that legit. So regardless of if it comes back down and back to this point with a big sell-off or not, in fact, I might even say there's a better chance you'll have a higher gain on a smaller pullback like this, or a better chance of a Pierce Extra, or or not finding resistance there and hitting the next level, which would end up being a 261% upside fib, which I don't talk much about the 261 up, but well, let's just figure out the 161 up here. So again, I'm going to do 359 divided by 159. So that would be like 2 point something low to the exponent of 1.618, multiply that number again of 159. And that gives me an upside target of 594. So basically 600, which when I look at this on any long-term time frame, is just going to take us back to key areas where we've been before. And ultimately, the start of this resistance, looking at this, is like really high 400 area, just where we came from. Previous high, close to 900. Weekly term time frame. Within such, it had that amazing move early in 2020. It did so early February. Well, here we are close to early February. Something to keep in mind. But this thing bottomed January 13th time frame. This thing bottomed December 28th-ish area. I don't know. That being said, though, it went up 169% and it closed that month. But It went from 125 to like 800. That's like a 5x move, and it did it practically in one period. Then the pullback, 8000 down to like 4, so better than 2x. Then how about do that move again, better than a 2x rally, and then give it all back. Let's do it all over. That's pretty much how this game works. So therefore, an attempt. Really, that's what this is, an attempt to get out of this. And this is the first time it has made any significant move above the 18 average of highs. Therefore, it's either failed breakout or real breakout. I've talked all about the failed breakouts before. 18 lows, that's in around 160-ish, low 160s, high 150s. That's your key hold area. But if it's able to break this move, the types of size up plays like 2, 3, 4, 5x, yeah, it's in play. Yeah, totally. And for it to happen, it's got to get above this level of resistance. And I would be very surprised if I can see this thing, if it can hold and stay above this 18 and do well for a while. I'd be surprised if it doesn't do it in the whatever near term. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But for now, it's managed to get above this. This week, what day are we? This week is getting midway through. Well, 3 days, 19 hours, so halfway through the week. If it does, it's like showing a hold period so far. So it's holding on to those gains, and it's been just a fantastic move within it. Okay, let's take a look at Hedera against the dollar. And we'll do the multiple time frame again, starting with the 5, which you can see it had its rally from low 8 cents, making it to low 9 cents. So basically a full penny gain, 10%. And it's holding in there so far. I mean, again, same thing. I mean, if it goes, it's going to have the relative most, like, same thing with Bitcoin and the tether. If the buyers don't come in anymore and they just had their little 9-minute spree, got what they wanted, and it's long term, it's probably going to work out, then yeah, it's just going to do its thing. It's going to pull back, so be it. But if they're buying more, or it's a follow-through situation, maybe they know something's going on because something's going to happen soon, and I don't know what they know, but if it happens, it happens. I don't follow any of that fundamental stuff, but I do follow the technicals, and the technicals are telling me that this thing is starting to look pretty interesting. Okay, I got a line here. We'll figure that out when I see more, but as it goes, we can see that the rally up to January the 20th managed to get this up to 12 and a quarter pennies. So 1/8 of a dollar. Pull back down to like 7 and 3/4. And now within the 4 hours, managing to at least neutralize the situation from this down move. And it hasn't had that much of a price decline. A little bit of price movement correcting, then a lot of time correcting. And map price, but overall general, this has been an entire time correction. On the daily term, this level of resistance had the move, came back to support. So we went from 6 cents down to 3.7, back to where we came from in this area, and then when it left, huge move. And you can see when we left excitation here how fantastic it was. The chances if it does it again, excitation here is double-digit pennies or over a dime again. Be one of those wowzer situation. Now, as far as these lines are concerned, we look at this on the weekly term. This is where it gets very, very interesting because it was stuck in this range for quite some time, the entire year, basically, of 2020. Supporting a little, basically 3 cents and resisting 6, and even resisting 4 and change. But it's gotten out of that range, and it's done so to the upside. It has to break it at some point, and you can say that back in June. Yep, it's got to break this range at some point. Oh, an attempt to break it here to a degree. Why to a degree? Well, because it got above the 48.65 handle I'm showing. But it only matched this resistance, and it matched this resistance. And then we pulled back and retested this low, and did so for quite some time. Then an attempt occurred on the early January period with a 50% up month to redo it again, retesting twice hit before previous resistance, piercing higher on this but lower on this. Well, now we've pierced higher on this move and a little bit substantially, and noticeably high from this point, like just a bang, 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 3 good candle move up. So now I see this 18 average moving on the weekly and monthly. It's going to be very important to hold, make the higher low. I suppose, 4 cents would be as deep as you'd want to go. That's if you're looking for the biggest type of higher lows, if you're looking in that stretch of the market. But, you definitely don't want to bet that it's going to go down there. I wouldn't anyway want to bet that it's going to go down there before any type of significantly large move. And a move down to like this, you're talking about the market losing a little more than 50% of its value. Or a little over 2x. What's the odds of it's that move compared to what, a 3, 4, 5, 6x move? And I don't know, maybe a 4, 5, 6x move might be more probable to occur next. I'm just saying maybe on that, but that's how wild the crypto markets is when I can even say something like that. When you look at just the math fundamentals of what the risk reward can mean. And not only for this coin, but any of the ones that you can see out there that can give you the major X moves, the Bitcoins, the Bitcoin Cashes, and the Litecoins, and many of the ones that are already in the very high-end top are, they're getting very good moves, but, those fantastic moves you're going to get, you want to look, to me, I think the best ones is to stick with coins in or near the top 100, but are probably not in the top 20. And the ones that haven't had any major pumps of recently. And then the ones that have broken out of resistance like this in spots, because when we look at the situation in here, and let's just do a quick Fibonacci upside here. We got a pure penny. This is like so solid penny low. And the previous high was, we'll say 8 cents. So we'll go 800 pennies divided by 100, which gives us a 38.2 at 220, we'll say. So an upside target of that's $1.77. So I would think that would be the area, or no, 17 cents rather. It'd be 17 cents. Not even close. $1.77 for 10 of them. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Okay, so then 17 cents from here, looking at about a 2x move. And that's just like what the next key level, because when these things can fly, it's like sky high fly. And having like 4x, 8x, 10x, 20x kind of moves, like it's yada yada. Well, Theta's over $2. I remember it was easily bought at 10 cents for quite some time. And even though I never really bought against the dollar, although sometimes for a means I did, just for ratio trading, it was just so easily bought. And at that time, then it has those big moves, and it's probably going to go much higher. And I wouldn't be surprised if many of these other ones do that. A lot of these other ones, again, in like 50th, 60th, 80th ranked. Some of them are going to have fantastic hunky-dory kind of, oh my goodness, this one just went 20 up in like 20x in 20 days. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Have yourself a good day. Bye-bye.